You didn't hear anything I said? Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go back. Thank you for telling me that, full deck. I don't know. This Mercury retrograde shadow, it's fucking with us. It's fucking with us. How you doing, Nicole? So let's go back because it looks like the first couple minutes of my video was muted. Okay. Oh my goodness. So about 2 weeks ago, I did a live where I had a message from the Iyami Oosoranga Aje. About a week after I gave that message, the new year for the Yoruba people happened. And every new year, they do a reading, okay? Every year they do a reading. And so what they do is they consult the Odu, the Orumala, right? Orumala is the Orisha. He's known as the Oracle. He's the Orisha of wisdom. He's the Orisha that was there when Odumare created the world. So he holds the information. So you go to him to find out what you need to do, right? So this particular Odu, Osa Meji, speaks of the Iyami Oosoranga Aje. Iyami means I, Ya means mother, Mi means my. Oosoranga means of the night, basically, okay? And Aje translates into witch. So these are, understand that when Odumare sent the Orishas here, he also sent the Iyami, the Aje, okay? And this is a cosmic force. This is not just women in the physical, although women in the physical represent the manifestation of this force in the physical, but this is a cosmic force, right? Cosmic power, the Iyami Oosoranga. These are ancestral mothers, basically. Look at them as your ancestral mothers that had spiritual power. Now, in order to be a part of the Iyami Oosoranga Aje, this is not something you can initiate into. So if anybody ever tells you, let's initiate into this, they're feeding you some bullshit. You have to be born into it through bloodline, okay? You are chosen through bloodline. And these deities, or should I say these cosmic forces, are there. Now, this year is really important for us to connect with our ancestors, okay, because of this. Now, we can live in Ire. Ire means blessings, okay, because this Odu, this is the 10th Odu. This Odu speaks of deep spiritual power, transformation, rebirth, the feminine mysteries and power, business ability and success, as well as material vision, right? And it talks about Iri, to live in blessings. Now, you can either be in a state of Iri or you can be in Oshibo. Oshibo is misfortune, right? So Oshibo, there are spirits of misfortune, different spirits of misfortune, like sickness and poverty, different spirits of Oshibo. Ire is more of a state of being, and it means blessings. So if you are in alignment with the Iyami Oosoranga Aje, and especially as a woman, this year is really important for you to step into your feminine power. Remember, I told you that Iyami wanted me to do that Reclaiming the Divine Feminine workshop, where I would be teaching about the divine feminine, as well as doing a Reiki healing session. Why do we need to heal? Because as women, we have been put under a mass spell. Please understand that we have been spelled. We have been confined spiritually. Our powers have been usurped. Our knowledge and wisdom has been taken, edited, and making us think that we're not a part of the wisdom that we birthed. Okay, this wisdom, this knowledge, it all comes from us. We are the Alpha and the Omega. Please believe that, ladies. Okay, it is time, and I know that there's some people who are going to disagree with me, probably men, but it's time for the patriarch to be put in check. Okay, and this is why the Iyami came up. Now, I heard a woman that is a Reiki healer and teacher in Atlanta say that they have made threats against women in Atlanta, that men that don't like women are going to be attacking women in Atlanta. I heard her say this about 3 weeks ago. Okay, the Iyami is not here for that. If you are a person, man or woman, who don't respect your mother, who don't respect women, if you're a woman that's an envious, hateful, jealous type of woman, backbiting, this year you're going to get your karma. This year the Iyami Oosoranga Aje are not playing, okay? They have stepped forward because it is time for women and this force to be balanced, because right now, as a society and on this planet, we are out of balance. We are not living in Ma'at. Okay, we are not in Ma'at. And it is because the sacred, divine, feminine energy has been taken out of her place. And by doing that, you disrupt the divine order of things. This world, this earth is out of order. This is why shit is fucked up. This is why we got inflation. This is why you got wars and sickness and all of this poverty. When we can live in a state of Irie, of blessings. There's enough food for everybody. Okay, but capitalism is created with this whole social system that we live in because it is about keeping us out of our power. Okay, so the Iyami are here. They are stepping forward in power because it is necessary. This divine force is here. You must align with it as a woman this year to step into your power. Okay, connect to the mysteries of the feminine spirit. Okay, success will come through endurance, humility, sacrifice, and spiritual discipline this year, okay? You can't cheat. You can't, some people, like I meet people who come into metaphysics and spirituality, and they want someone to give them like a cheat code, like a game, and you could just fix 10 generations of trauma and 10 lifetimes. Because remember, we are divine beings. We have reincarnated many times. You want to fix trauma that you've carried for 10 lifetimes by doing 3 rituals and, waving the magic wand and it's all done. I'm here to be real with you, okay? The Iyami Oosoranga put me here to give you this message because I would be real with you. We have serious problems, okay? If you got a serious problem, you need a serious solution. There's no short-term solution to a serious problem. We as melanated people and as women, and if you come to this video, this is not judgment. Let me just say that. But we have some serious issues that we have to overcome. And it's not going to be a quick fix. This requires lifestyle changes. Please understand that. That's just like people who want to lose weight and they go on them fad diets and they lose a bunch of weight real fast and they gain it all back fast and plus 20, 30, 50 more pounds, okay? It's going to take time for you to heal, for you to resolve, for you to break generational curses, for you to break trauma and things off of your bloodline, for you to heal, okay? You have to commit to this. It is a lifestyle change. Spirituality, metaphysics, magic, whatever you want to call it, alchemy, it is a lifestyle, okay? It is not something that you do to just get what you want when things go wrong, okay? It is a lifestyle. And in order for you to practice properly, you have to know. You only have as much power as you have knowledge. Knowledge used properly is power. We don't have knowledge of self. I hear some witches saying that Bible was written by men. No, the Bible that you have right now was written by men, but the information in the Bible was taken from the Sibyls. It was taken from the high priestesses, okay? It was taken from them. That information was divine and sacred and feminine energy, feminine knowledge that was usurped, rewritten, edited, and make you to believe that it was written by men. The same thing with the Quran. Originally, those verses, it's been so much misinformation, miscommunication. There's so much as women that we have to unteach ourselves because they've taught us to hate ourselves. They taught us that we have been lesser beings, that we are lesser than men, that we created the first sin and all of this foolishness and shenanigans to what? Take away your power. Okay, so the Iyami Oosoranga is saying it's time for us to step into our power. Now, this year, there's going to be a lot of storms. There's going to be wind and movement, okay? Because the Aje is connected not only to wealth, because the Aje are deities of wealth, right? They deal with wealth, but they are connected to the wind and they are connected to storms. Now, this Odu also has Yemanya or Ya, the Osa the Iyami Oosoranga Aje, as well as Eshu and Shango, okay? It's important for you ladies, you listening to me, this year to make sure you do your ebos and sacrifice. This is how we as the matriarch end up in the position that we are in right now because we got comfortable. We had been in power for so long and had ruled for so long that we got comfortable. And when we got that reading and then it told us to do our work, we didn't do our work, okay? The patriarch did. They did their work. They're using magic. Please believe that, okay? Magic, alchemy, whatever you want to call it, witchcraft, whatever you want to call it. This is how they are in power. I remember a couple weeks ago, I was sitting at bingo. and it was a woman sitting ahead of me, and she started talking to me. She was like, all that's winning in here is these men. Do you notice that? And I was like, well, I did bingo once, which I did. I did bingo. But I had to agree with her. That whole night, all you heard was me and hollering out. And I was like, now, why did she decide to talk to me? Because she wasn't sitting right next to me. She was sitting a couple of seats ahead of me, but still close enough for me to hear her. So it's the reason why she said this to me. Because this is what's been happening to women. Men have been winning. Why? Because they've been using alchemy, and they have oriented everything in this society to be male dominant from a male centric perspective. We live in a patriarchal society. Just like that song said that as a man's world, they tried to make this into a man's world so that they are favored in every way, even in luck. You go to bingo and you got more win. Now this hall is filled with mostly women. The men were the minority, but they were the one winning in there. Okay, that was one of the big jackpots. It is because of the way that things are augmented here. Okay, from our belief systems to sociological structures to how we interact with each other. All of that is male dominant and male centric. Okay, this is going to change. Okay. This is going to change. This year it's important to avoid arrogance, maintain spiritual cleanliness, protect your energy carefully, honor your ancestors and elders, stay disciplined and emotionally and spiritually strong. Okay. It is very, very important to take good advice this year, even if it comes from a child. Sometimes God will send a message to a child. But it's important to take good advice. I get people all the time. They come to me. I tell them what the problem is. And they hear what they want to hear. And they take from it what they want to take from it. And then when they don't listen and shit blew up in their face, they call me back a year later, 2 years later, and be like, oh my God, Crystal, you were so right. It's like the year for that, y'all. Okay. Take the good advice. Apply it. Okay. Apply it. Do your cleansing baths. It's important to do your divination so that you know what challenges you're facing, so you can know what you need to do specifically. What type of ibolas, what type of offerings do you need to give? And this year, avoid conflict, avoid gossip. Please avoid gossip this year. Avoid gossip. Okay. What else we got here? Because it's gonna blow up in your face. Again, the deities are also, Oduduwa is also a part of this, Odu, as well as the Ori, like I said before, Orumala, Obatala, Oya, Yemanya, Eshu, and Shango. Okay, so it's important to make sure that you're working with these deities this year. Lack of courage and giving up in the face of difficulties lead to loss. Whoever does not persevere to the end sees their efforts unravel. So this is about perseverance. This ain't about giving up. Yes, it may be a difficult road, but there are blessings, because this Odu also speaks of blessings. Okay, wealth, prosperity, abundance. Okay, favor in business and commerce. It's important for that area to work with Eshu. Okay, we just had Eshu's feast day on the 13th. I hope y'all did honor him on that. It's very important. Okay, your roads need to be open this year. Ifa foresees array of wealth. Okay, this is a year that you will have victory over your adversaries as well. There are several ailments they say to look out for this year. Sinusitis, adenoid issues, tonsils, problem with the intestines and inner organs, polyps in the uterus, arthritis. Okay, and issues related to venom and spider bites are also potentially could happen this year. You want to pay special attention to the ceremonies and rituals, especially those related to spirit, respect for elders, and advice given by your elders. Okay, changes and adaptations. There will be personal challenges, maybe in work, okay, including possible changes of residence, okay. This warns that your enemies plan to attack you this year. It's important to make Ibo to Shango. He will give you greater strength and will be able to help you defeat your enemies, okay? It says that the Ayes need to be appeased with things like sweet fruit, tobacco, liquor, eggs. The Ayes is the Iyami, okay? The things that you should try to avoid this year, like I said, gossip, conflict, being hateful towards women, being hateful towards your mother. If you have been, this is the year where men gonna get served up. Okay, I hate to say it. Not just men though, because there's some women out here that are not for other women at all. Okay. Don't separate yourself from Ifa. Don't be stubborn. Don't rush into finding a partner or getting married. Okay. Don't complain about your luck. Listen to good advice. Do not be arrogant this year. Arrogance, you have to be humble. It's good to have confidence, but in order to receive the blessings of the Iyami Aje, you have to be humble. Okay. You have to be humble. In this Odu, a person goes to the shoreline with a bouquet of flowers and tell their sorrows to Yemaya without asking for anything. And then they leave the flowers at the shoreline. So that's something that you may want to do to honor the Iyami Oosoranga Aje. One of the things that they like for you to do is to leave offerings by trees. Okay. I'm actually going to be doing that tomorrow. I've already planned to do, I'm going to set up an altar to the Aje, Iyami Oosoranga, in my house this weekend. And I'm going to take an offering and leave it by a tree in honor of them. Matter of fact, yesterday I was sitting outside on my lunch break, and I look up and this big wild turkey is standing right in front of me. I say, okay, I see the Aje are definitely the Iyami trying to get my attention, because birds are symbols of the Iyami. Okay. When you see birds, those are the Iyami. And I know I bird watch. I've always bird watched. I didn't understand why I paid so much attention to birds until the Iyami Aje made themselves known to me. Okay. And they're trying to make themselves known to you. These are forces, cosmic forces. Yes, you as women, and if you're watching me, is a good chance. I'm going to say about 90% of the women that come to this live are a part of the Iyami Oosoranga Aje. Okay. If you want to learn how to work with the divine spiritual energy, like the Iyami Oosoranga or the other goddesses in divine feminine, if you want to help to heal your feminine energy and womb within you and to liberate yourself, take my workshop. Okay. It's going to be this Sunday. Take the workshop. If you can't be a part of the workshop, you can be a part of the ritual as well. All of that stuff is on my website, www.enchanteddeepest.com. I highly recommend that you guys get a reading, because this is considered to be the new year for Ifa, and then we're getting ready to have the new year for the Kemites and the Egyptian people as well coming up in July. So it's important to first look and see what messages Spirit has for you, so you know how to act accordingly, so you can know what ebos to give and how to operate, how to move, and how to position yourself. For women, this can be a year where you can make a lot of advancements, you can really heal, you can really experience a lot of blessings in your life, but you have to be disciplined. And I'm gonna tell you one thing that I know for sure: a lot of you don't have enough knowledge right now of yourself. You don't understand yourself. You don't understand the divine feminine energy. In order to align yourself and take back your power, reclaiming your power doesn't mean you walk up to somebody, bust them over the head, and take the power back from them. It means that you look into yourself. You free yourself mentally from the spell that patriarch has put on you. And believe me, it is a fucking spell. Believe me, in every sense of the word. You have to break the spell. You have to then understand yourself by obtaining knowledge of the divine feminine and how that energy works. You have to obtain knowledge of self. Okay, that's the most important thing. People want to know about other people and all of everybody else's business, but don't truly understand themselves. Don't understand their bloodline. Don't understand their trauma and what their ancestors been through and what their culture is calling for them to heal. Okay, and what abilities and powers were passed down for your bloodline as well. You have to learn this knowledge. It took me time to learn this stuff. I've been on this path. I started at 24. I'll be 48 this year, y'all. Okay, this is not a quick fix situation. What we are dealing with, ladies and gentlemen, hello, I'm speaking to you Pisces and Capricorn specifically. Okay, Capricorn and Pisces, listen here. For those of us who are in the last quadrant of the zodiac, that would be Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Listen, you are here to be a part of the solution. But you cannot be a part of the solution if you don't have the knowledge that you need. You are being called into service. You're being called into a role of leadership. But you have to first obtain the knowledge that you need so that you can lead. You have to first free yourself and empower yourself so that you can lead. It is time to take this serious. And the more that you avoid it, the more that you run from it, the more chaos you will create, the more setbacks and delays you will experience. Okay, it's time to learn. Now, I have decided to bring back my school, because a lot of you want me to teach you some complex or deep subjects in a reading. You want to pay for a 1 hour reading, and think that I can teach you everything that you need to know in 30 minutes, 60 minutes. It's not realistic. Okay? You really need to take it seriously. And for someone who's walked the path to be there to help you, a true teacher doesn't just give you information. They help you unlock things. They unlock things within you. They amplify your energy. They help you to transmute things, okay? Just their presence, just their energy in presenting the information. We hold space. We teach you how to get the information yourself. It's no good for me to put you in a position to where you always need me, and that's not what I want for you, ladies. That's why I said within a couple years, I'm not going to be doing spiritual work for people. Very, very little spiritual work for people. I'm going to be mostly on teaching, healing, mentoring, creating products and solutions for you all, okay? Because you need to learn for yourself. Your future children or current children are going to need this. You're going to need this to survive. You're going to need this knowledge and this power to not only survive, but to thrive, okay? Seriously, no jokes, for real. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Peace.